Hey, friends from First Christian Church. You are right here with your pastoral staff. I'm Reverend Peter Mitchell, Senior Pastor at First Christian Church McKinney, and I am also joined by...
Me, I'm Katherine, Reverend Katherine Wright, Family Life Minister.
Our joy right now is to give you a quick rundown of 2021, our ministries that we did, all the things that we have to celebrate. And so we're just going to do some quick hits here to make sure that you know all the great things that you ought to be celebrating about your church. And so first and foremost, we want to hit all the good stuff with the people that we've had the chance to connect with. We have had the opportunity to add 19 new households to the family of First Christian Church, folks who have been worshiping, folks who have joined officially, folks who have said that this is where they want to grow their faith, to where they want their kids to be engaged. And so we have nothing but good news on that front. To add 19 households of 42 people total, great news. Good job, church, being hospitable and welcoming.
For our summer events, that was when we really could kick off a lot of fun things to do after taking a break for a while. VBS was so much fun. We had over 85 students and over 30 adult and youth volunteers. And in January, I had a mom email me to make sure that she had the right date set so that she can plan her summer around VBS this year. We had Camp FCC with weekly and intergenerational fellowship, and we broke the mold of not doing stuff over the summer. There was always something that you could invite your friends to over the summer. That was a lot of fun. We baptized 3 around Pentecost this year, and we resumed all children and youth Sunday school classes as well as the Wednesday night classes. We had new volunteers and returning volunteers, and kids learn about their faith every week. We began a new partnership with Community Lifeline Center called Feeding Friends and Family. Twice a week, there's a food distribution here on our property, and we've had volunteers from every aspect of our church help, including the youth, the men, the women, outreach committee, and even the scouts.
Sunday mornings have finally really come back to life in a way that we hadn't seen in a while. And so we have revived some other ministries that we hadn't done since before COVID and breathed some new life into things we've been doing all along. Sunday mornings have seen the resumption of our bells and our choir in the 11 o'clock service under the direction of our interim traditional music director, Coretta Smith. She has been a fantastic blessing to this choir and to the bells. You're going to see a picture of her there waving with the choir. That was their first choir practice in November since March of 2020. So it was a real joy to be back. We have experimented with worship order and physical layout of the worship space in the 9 o'clock service and our contemporary service, just to kind of see what new things can we do. How can we add some variety and some different ways to connect with God through worship in that service. We've also been streaming our worship services every Sunday since COVID started, and it's one of those things that's here to stay. We've got a marvelous crew of a handful of folks that have been making our live streaming happen in the last several months, and we have a lot of gratitude to extend to them. Specifically, let's name them. We've got Cindy Gallatin, Chuck Bufink, Kenny Gullickson, Hype Matthews, Claire Parsons, and Lance Meisberger have all dedicated themselves to learning the technology and the equipment to make sure that folks who can't be here on Sunday mornings for whatever reason are able to connect with us in worship. We have 75 people who tune in for worship every week to be a part of our worship services through our YouTube live stream, or they watch it in the next day or two following. So there's a huge impact that comes from our streaming of these services, people being able to worship with us even when they can't physically be with us.
We had 3 community events. It was the Easter extravaganza, the trunk retreat, and the Christmas festival. Several hundred people attended all of those events, and we're really thankful for Women's Ministry and Education Committee for coordinating and creating an welcoming environment for people to meet each other and just to have fun and hang out.
Your generosity as the church was astronomical in 2021. We took in total inflows of financial giving contributions in all of their forms to the church, $788,000, which is a record year of giving in all of its forms to First Christian Church McKinney. And so that just is mind-blowing given the events of the world around us, that your generosity has maintained that level and you have pushed to new places in the ways that you give to the church. Partnered with that, we underspent the budget by about $80,000. And so we've got a lot of really good prudence and stewardship of those who are responsible for spending decisions here at the church, making sure that the money we spend really matters and has impact, and so that we've got good security for when those strange things happen and we need to be able to spend money for the best interest of the church. Really great growing edge for the church is this particular figure. In 2019, so 2 years before the year we're talking about, there were 112 giving households to the general operating and the general ministry of First Christian Church. 112. In 2021, we had 137. 137 households that have said this is their church. They want to financially support. It's important to them that the things that we do here continue to happen. And so to see that kind of growth in the number of folks who have committed themselves to our financial well-being here at the church is a huge mark, a huge indicator of the type of personal, spiritual, and financial investment that you're willing to make in this congregation. There's nothing but good news to share about the life that we have here together. Katherine and I high-fived as we gave a version of this presentation not long ago to some church leaders. And so as your pastors, we want to share our gratitude with you for all of the ways that you bring yourself to connect with one another and with God through First Christian Church. This picture that we see here behind us is one of my favorites of just this beautiful party breaking forth outside of the Discipleship Center with the gorgeous sunset behind it. And it tells a story of what life is like here and the new life that God is stirring. Thank you for the ways that you bring this church to life and the ways that you challenge one another to continue to be the church at its best. We can't wait for 2022 and look forward to the next days, months, and years of ministry together. God bless you all, church, and we look forward to worshiping with you again soon.